I'm here to chat and read. Oh, wait, I forgot the most important part. Guys, I forgot the thumbnail. I forgot the thumbnail. Oh, oh no. Let me, let me fix that. Actually, I can't fix it. Not during the stream, but I mean, I'll definitely say something about what I'm reading. Goodness gracious, I was in a hurry. Oh no. I was almost late. I was almost late to my stream. Wait, I was late. Oh my god. Okay, so let me see, cause I do have the book. Okay, I do have the book. So let us see. Hmm. By Stevenson. There we go. Goodness gracious. I was almost, well, I wasn't almost. I was late. Just a little bit, though. Just a little bit. Okay? I feel like my console is slowly inching forward from its position because I used to be able to put my chat reading phone up without it tilting forward like it is doing right now. So, with that being said, I'm here, guys. I'm BunnyRabbitLives. Hello. I hope everyone had a great night. Everyone's having a good time. And for now, like, guys, I have 2 Tamagotchis, right? And literally, the blue one is like passing away. I don't know why. I mean, the blue one's not mine. Obviously, it's obviously it's you know, my boyfriend's, but I'm taking care of it. And it almost passed away. I had to take care of it, guys. Come on. I'm like, oh my goodness, now I have 2 to take care of during the stream. But it's okay, guys, because they will survive. They will survive. Okay? And I don't know if y'all know, but there's this movie that I really want to see. I really want to see The Backrooms, not gonna lie. But is it still in theaters? Because I've seen Obsession. I really liked Obsession. Um I'm not really quite sure if Backrooms is still in theaters, but on TikTok they don't have them like full. Or I couldn't find the full version, so. Hi Ivy, how are you doing? Are you doing good? I hope you're doing great. What do you like to do for fun? Or like what kind of movies do you like? I forgot to change the thumbnail, guys. I forgot. No. I had to put it in the chat. Toy Story 5? Oh. Wait, I actually haven't seen that one. Is it like a commentary about how normal toys are abandoned by cool new, you know, gadgets and stuff? I'm gonna drink some water. Are y'all staying hydrated? I hope y'all are. maybe. Oh, that's the one you want to see, is what you mean. Oh, okay, okay. I see. My avatar is having a party, as I can see. But it does sound interesting. You know, the Shrek one, actually, I'm like curious about. But honestly, I'm not really quite sure how to feel about it because of how much they changed. What's her name again? I forgot the lady's name in Shrek, but she's like the bride or something. Yeah, but she's also an ogre though. But she doesn't look like, you know, like an ogre. She looks like a lady cosplaying as an ogre. Which I'm like, you know what? The whole point of them being together was her accepting that she didn't need to be this beautiful goddess. Yeah, Fiona, yes, exactly. She didn't need to be this beautiful, like, goddess to be loved or, you know, even to, like, be respected. And Shrek also, like, you know, chose her despite her being cursed. Because I think he understood, right? He is already an ogre and he understands where she's coming from, trying to hide it. But I'm still like, why did they change the character's shape? Because then that goes against everything that Shrek stands for, right? At least that's what I think. I don't know. What do y'all think? Because I think so. I think Fiona should have stayed chunky and ogre like. My name is actually Miyako. Oh, nice to meet you, Miyako. Are you, where are you from? But don't tell me the exact location, just like a country or something. Because it sounds like you're from, Japan, you know? But I could be wrong, which is why I'm asking. I am very, very curious. I used to, stream a lot of Sky, and I had a lot of people come in and actually, what's it called? Actually, they were from everywhere, actually. I'm a in UAE. My home country is Philippines. Oh, cool. I haven't seen many from there in a long time. I used to know a few vocabulary, but I feel like there's a lot of like Spanish words like tomate and stuff like that I know, but I don't really know like the basic ones anymore. I think I forgot. I If I had like people to talk to in that language, I feel like I wouldn't have forgotten. But yeah, I know a little bit of like a lot of like different languages, but just basic vocabulary. Which is why I mix Spanish, English, and whatever little words I remember here and there from other languages. I really want to learn more, but it's because like it's hard to find time, but you have to be really dedicated to really learn a language nowadays. And also like I guess consume media in that language. I think that would help too. Because that's how I learned English when I was younger, watching movies and like picking it up from the street here and there, like when I heard people talk. Mhm. Yay. But also like You know what I mean? Like, what language would you like to learn? Is it like Spanish or English or pretty much any language? Arabic. Yeah, that's like I hear that's like a really good language for making money actually. But I'm not really quite sure. I'm not really quite sure. Because it's a really hard language to learn. I would like to learn it, but it's a really hard language to learn because they have no from what I heard, they have no like what is it? Vowels? You learn Arabic in school? That's so cool. They only teach Spanish and French here or Italian, something like that. At least where I went. Where I went to school, they only taught yeah, Spanish and French. But I feel like that's because it's a very like I mean, where I live is pretty close to like Mexico. So I feel like they found it useful to do that. But also, Arabic would be really cool. I've met a lot of like Arabic people that come to where I work, and they're pretty cool. They're chill. But honestly, I also don't know. I also don't know because I don't really know them personally. So I try to like see the best in people when I meet them. When I first meet them, and then I let them show me like, oh, oh, you're like that. But honestly, why do I keep saying honestly, guys? That's because I only had 4 hours of sleep. Probably. Guys, sleep well. Don't be like me. Don't be staying up too late. I have been having trouble sleeping, honestly. It might be because I stay up pretty late. But it's because I'm watching, like, supporting people, supporting my fellow streamers. So I'm just like, why not? Yo, mama, let's go. How are you? Are you doing good? Hello. I forgot to change the thumbnail, guys. Hi, Claudia. Welcome back. Are you doing good? I might take a little longer than an hour just because I was a little late, guys. I was a little late. I will admit. Have you been doing good, all of y'all? I've been out here just trying to go to bed, but being unable to. If you hear something like a stomach growling, no, you didn't. I've been listening to the audiobooks of Dungeon Crawling Carl when I drive and do my job. Pretty good series. Yeah, I actually I hear a lot about it. I don't know if it's like my cup of tea because I like more like regular fantasy and like mm, horror. But if I'm able to buy it, I could read it for y'all if y'all would like. I'm still experimenting, like, since coming back to my channel. But me, I'm taking care of two Tamagotchis now, so two of them. One is blue and the other one's also blue, but one lives in the sky and one lives on land. I've been playing a lot of Marvel Rivals, like I said recently, and also I'm still in love with Infinity Nikki. I just can't afford the dresses anymore. Okay, well, it's a really good series. Book one alone is really riveting. Oh, nice word, yo mama. Nice word. I should read more advanced books for sure. But I know that means good. So, we do have a literacy problem here, which I guess I'm contributing to. Oh no. Guys, say hello to Teddy. But also say hello to Planty. Mr. Luffy! Hello! How are you? I hope you are doing great. And if you're not, I hope it gets better. It can only get better from here. But, yes, guys. Fuddy said, oh, you're streaming? Just want to visit and say goodnight. Have fun. Alright, Fuddies. Good night. Thank you for stopping by. Yes, I am streaming. I've started streaming a little earlier. So, like, I stream now at, 12 p.m. CST, whenever I work. Because that's the time I have to, like, be able to, like, chat with y'all, and spend time with all of y'all. I decided that I needed to, lock in and stream for y'all. Oh, you need an outro? Oh, wait, Fuddies, you're actually leaving. You're not just saying goodnight. Okay, uh, stay hydrated, have a great day or night, and don't forget to leave a like, share, comment, and subscribe if you have not already, and only if you like what you see. Goodbye, Fuddies. But guys, I'm still streaming, don't leave. Hey. Yeah. I've been forgetting it, like my outro from time to time. I think it's because I've been lacking sleep. I want to say sorry if my questions annoy you, just to know. Oh, Claudia, no, they don't annoy me. I am not ever annoyed by questions or by, statements such as, like, if you say anything really, the only thing that could possibly annoy me is if people are mean in the chat or, like, really vulgar. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I would never just, like, out of nowhere be like, oh my god, oh, they're asking me questions. Because who does that? First of all, who's getting mad at people asking questions? If they are, they're not a good person or a good streamer. Because if you stream with people, it's to connect, and you build connections through asking questions. At least that's what I think. Oh, Claudia, don't worry. I'm a yapper too, so we can talk together. Bunny Rabbit lives, understands. She brings good heart and great karma and giving back to chat. Yes, I will answer anyone and everyone as long as they're kind and respectful to y'all and me and each other and themselves. Because, yeah, like, don't be out here coming all mean. I will mute you. Especially, like, to my originals or to my in real life friends. Because sometimes my in real life friends will chat, and also my online friends as well, and my original subscribers and my, like, long time subscribers and stuff. I mean, I have had a few that have, like, turned rogue and been rude, but I could always, like, mute them or put them on timeout. Like, don't be naughty, you're gonna go to the corner, okay? Don't be naughty now. But yeah, you get it, right? As a streamer, you have to like really pay attention. Claudia says, alright, so would you rather have the power to talk to anyone as much as you want or be able to tame any animal or even objects? I would wanna tame any animal or even objects. I do like connection, but I would also like to, I love animals. I don't know if you know this, but oh yeah, you're new, so you don't know this. Um, me, I used to want to be a Yay, welcome. Thank you for stopping by. Yeah, you're super early. Thank you. I'm just out here like, explaining to the new bunnies in the burrow that I love animals and that I have always wanted to be a conservationist, like, environmental conservationist to prevent extinctions and to help the environment. Because I feel like without the balance of those animals being here, as well as what's it called, the environment being like imbalanced, so like herbivores eating the plants, carnivores eating the herbivores, and like just all in a good balance, then it could really change life for all of us in a negative way. So, to keep humanity alive, it's important to conserve what we have, you know? Or at least that's what I think. You too? What made you fall in love with animals? I think for me it was cuz when I was a kid I was really wild and I would run around at night and I would look guys, I was naughty because they would tell me don't leave by yourself and I would leave by myself. It was back when Mexico was safe. Um I would run out in the middle of the night and sneak into people's houses and play with their ant piles. I was crazy, okay? I was a crazy child, okay? But those days are past me now, okay? I'm a reformed bunny. So I've always liked running through like nature and tall grass. I can't do that no more. We have ticks with diseases. So yeah. What about you, Day? What would you like to do when you get older? If you don't mind me asking. Or also like what about you? Would you like to tame animals or objects, or would you like to talk to somebody whenever you like, however long you would like? We could all answer the questions together. Or if y'all have anything else that y'all would like to ask or talk about, like I said, I answer everybody. Jay says yes. She knows, she's been here a long time. Well, I love animals because nature made this and dinosaurs a literal movie about them. And animals can be tamed, and I think it's so cool that we tamed wolves. And once, as a kid, I wished I was a wolf. You know what? I feel like that's a lot of kids' wishes sometimes because, especially in the 90s, back in the day, because of Balto. Have you seen the movie Balto? I'm just saying, like, if we play a hear me out game, just kidding. That's actually embarrassing to admit. I can't believe I just did that. But you know what? Now y'all know. He was like my hero when I was a kid. But yes, dinosaurs are really cool. What are y'all's favorite dinosaurs actually? Cuz my favorite dinosaur is the Stegosaurus. I know, I know. Y'all are gonna be like, oh, you like the dumbest one. It has the smallest brain of most dinosaurs. Well, I'm like, guys, look. They were survival machines, though. They had the spiky tails. Even though their spikes did break off, they had mobile hips. And then most of them would aim right. So that's how you can find the tails with the spikes, because they would aim for the groin of the predators or carnivores trying to eat them. I had it always, but I was mainly because of rabbits and cats, and very much ferrets and wolves and sharks. And as for what I want to do, I have no clue, but I am learning on artist or marine. I'm leaning on artist or marine biology. You know what? Why not both? ¿Por qué no los dos? Why not? You could like teach marine biology while studying marine biology through art, right? I mean, I'm just giving out ideas, but you know what, Jay, you're very talented. So, I know you could do whatever you put your mind to. I love the spinal, not the movie spinal, the accurate spinal. The one that looks like a duck? The one that looks like a duck is kind of cute. I like those. Have y'all seen Jurassic Park? I think the majority of people have, but if you haven't, the little sound of the phone, I hear it and it kind of makes me laugh a little bit because of the meme. Are y'all staying hydrated? Don't forget to hydrate. But also, like, honestly, if we're talking about sharks, I forgot a lot about them. I had a book about sharks when I was a kid, but, you know, stuff happened. I don't think I'm ready to share that story. It's a little embarrassing. Oh, I like the raptors. My OC is a raptor rex. That's really cool. Raptors are actually really cool. I kind of see them like pack animals. So like they're pretty close to like dogs in my opinion because they have to have had very complicated social hierarchies, you know, to work as a team like that, to take down large prey. I've been sad because the dinosaur sounds in Jurassic Park were fake, but I'm okay now. It's okay. There's not a lot we can do about bringing back those sounds. I think we only know how like two uh dinosaur species sound. And it's the one with like the long back of its head, like the horn. I forgot its name though. I am hydrated. Good job, Jay. Hello, viewer. There's this dino game that's called The Isle, and you can play as a raptor. I actually tried that game on the phone. I recommend it on PC or a console, probably. Because when I tried it on the phone, it wasn't like the videos that people make. I mean, I feel like it's a more aggressive Sky Children of the Light, except you can't really fly unless you're a flying breed. Raptors are actually smaller than turkeys. The raptors in the movies are actually based on megaraptors, the biggest raptor like dinosaurs. Yeah, actually, I heard about that. And there's like, I forgot the name of this dinosaur too, but the one whose like neck frills out and it spits like venom in the movie, those are juveniles because they have never found like the adult size of that dino. So that's actually really crazy. My opinion. I'm like, what? That's already huge and dangerous. Like, no, you're playing. My favorite shark is the megalodon, but I also like whale sharks. Oh, I'm tiny then, Claudia. It's okay. I'm tiny too. We can all be tiny together. I actually, for sharks, I think I'm not quite sure about sharks. I think I used to like I know this is basic, but probably like the great white or the tiger shark. The tiger shark is really aggressive though, kind of dangerous. But, you know, it's probably not very common to die from that. And then also, like, my favorite fish. Do y'all have a favorite fish? My favorite fish, I'm trying to stay away from my cherry limeade mocha. You like mocha? I have not tried mocha in a long time. I think the mocha I have tried is caramel mocha, but I really like boba tea. I wish I could play the computer games on my phone because I love realistic things, even realistic figures. And I'm in Romania, so I need to get $360 to get a crocodile figure for 79 US dollars. What? What is the name? Oh my goodness. What is the name? Sorry. What is the name of your currency? How about 6 this morning at the city market? About 12, about to go through half. Half of your mocha? Whoa, you drink it kind of slow because if I had my boba, it would be gone in like 30 minutes tops. I just love chewing on it. My favorite, oh, I forgot to tell you my favorite fish. So, like, my favorite fish is actually the bumblebee catfish. It's this little catfish that is black and yellow, but it's not really yellow. It looks more like a tannish, yellowish brown, like a mustard. But they're very lively little fish, super cute. They get like 2 to 3 inches, and I would say like definitely feed them enough because they will eat anything that fits in their mouth. I mean, that is a common catfish feature, but I learned that the hard way. So, um, but they're very cute, and also they have a poisonous or venomous. Poisonous, I think is no. Well, I don't really know. I forgot the difference. Um, Dorsal fin that if you get stung by, it hurts bad. I have a whole different conversation in 2 comments. And for my fish, it's the I forgot. Do you remember what it looks like? The name of Romania currency is low. Low. I will definitely look that up. I will look it up because that sounds like a little crazy. $360. Yes. It sounds a little crazy. Over here, you could get those, probably those same figures for a lot less. But I think it's because, over here, they're not made that good quality. Hi, Dominique! How are you doing? You missed all the interesting chat. We were talking about dinosaurs, we were talking about animals, we were talking about taming things, and then sharks and fish. Oh, now I remember my favorite fish. It's the swordfish. Good. Ayo. Well, I don't know if the swordfish is a fish. What would a swordfish be considered then? Because to me, it sounds like it's a fish. But I don't know. Because now you're saying you don't know if it's a fish. So now I'm confused. I'm like, wait, I don't know then. Because you're wanting to study marine biology. So I'm like, I don't know. You are battling in another life? Like, battling how? Like, fighting each other on the chat? Did you know the mosa was actually the size of a small car? What is a mosa? Is that like, is that what they call in Spanish a morsa, which is kind of like a seal or like a, would it really be considered a seal? A walrus? I think it's a walrus in Spanish. I mean, in English, my bad, brother. Someone was attacking me for real. Oh, I would not let that happen here. So don't worry. If somebody is mean, guys, let me know. They will be put in timeout after having a good talking to. No, the Mosa is the giant water dinosaur in Jurassic Park. Oh, the Mosasaurus. Or something that was giant. The Mosasaurus was the size of a car. That's insane. I thought it would be the size of a bus. Or like even bigger. But you know, I feel like this. I think I learned that the size of dinosaurs was actually super big just because they had a lot of oxygen back then, as well as temperature. Like the temperature was super high, so they like. Oh, and also there was a lot. That's what I was thinking, Jay. They're talking about the Mosasaurus. I was like, wait, are you talking about a walrus? Yeah. Morsa is walrus, guys, in Spanish. I think. I could be wrong. I speak Spanglish. I once played like a what's it called? A vocabulary game where we had to guess like nature things, and animals are part of nature, so we were guessing like tree species, animal species. It was super fun. I won, as you all know. Bunny Rabbit mostly doesn't win, but I try. But I did win that. Did you know? No, you did? Because did you know? No, you did. Oh, Dominique, wait. Did I know what? And maybe I did know it. Or maybe I didn't. They are large. The air was different. Yes, that is right. And also, like, wasn't it like a huge, like, mass of Earth in the middle of the Earth? Like, wasn't it like Pangea or something? I think that's what it was called. Imagine if the UK did not kill the dodo birds. Then we would have pet dodo birds in 2026. Yeah, true, because did y'all know that dodo birds are actually a species of pigeon? And as you all know, most pigeons are very sweet, and some of them don't even know how to build their own nest. So, oh yeah, and doves too. Doves are considered pigeons. Did y'all know that? See, Morsa is walrus. What if 1 plus 1 equals 2? Not 1, Dominique. I thought pigeon was a bird. A pigeon is a bird. Bird, I think, is like the family that they land in. I kind of forgot that part. So, like, you have like mammals, right? And you have birds, and you have amphibians, and you have stuff like that. Pigeons are birds, yes. But that's not like what they classify as. I think I could be wrong though. So let me cough, guys, because my allergies are starting to act up. um, my bad. It's okay. Well, actually, we can bring dodo birds back easily through DNA. Hell yeah. Yeah, so yeah. So you have birds, and you have like then you have like the family, I guess, which is like the pigeon, like the yeah, yeah, right? And then you have the dang, I forgot. They literally taught me this in freaking kinder, though. First, you need to get some of the birds that were needed to make the dodos. Then an island in a million of years. Then we have dodo birds. Bam! Well, dodo birds are unique to their species, actually. I feel like, which is why something similar hasn't been made yet. Although they are, I think, wasn't the closest family member to a dodo bird, DNA related, kind of like a rat or rodent. I'm not really sure. I could be remembering wrong. Make a bird with no predators. Yeah, because dodo birds were so friendly, which is why they got hunted to extinction. They weren't afraid of anything because they had no natural predators, so they walked up to the hunters like, "Hey, hello, wanna be friends?" And the hunters were like, "Nope, but I will eat you." No, that is sad, but that is the reality of what happened. But honestly, what's the name of that? Cassowary? Cassowaries are cool. I like those birds, but they're scary. They could gut you with their talons. Did you know in somewhere, I don't know, they are making a real life Jurassic Park? Are you talking about Universal Studios? Take me there. I want to go to there. That's a TikTok sound, by the way. I don't know. I don't know if y'all got the reference. Is Rhode Island an island? I think it's not. Is it? I think it's like connected, maybe a peninsula. Let me look it up actually. Is Rhode Island an island? It is not an island. It is a state. It is a state. That's crazy. I knew it. It was not an island. It does have an island connected to it, but it's not an island. I just want you to know I'm really bad at geography, okay? Everybody here knows it because of something really embarrassing that happened when we were speaking about Africa. So, yes. No, somewhere in a country, I think Kuwait. Kuwait. They are making a park with real living dinosaurs in the future. Actually, I feel like that would be kind of dangerous. I feel like Jurassic Park and Jurassic World are lessons. So, I think like if they died for a reason. It's probably because they ran out of resources or their environment got completely decimated. So I feel like even though it is a great idea, a really cool concept, I don't think it would be a good idea to bring dinosaurs back because they would suffer in our environment, especially with all the toxic air and all the pollution, all the dangerous bodies of water. I keep winking at y'all. It's my eyes. They're doing it of their own volition, guys. I That is not what I usually do. Eh, eh. I'm flattered. Guys, is it look, it's just my eyeballs. They like to throw parties all by themselves sometimes, okay? Well, I don't know. They will make a titanium bars and feed them because we feed giant sharks in zoos and many more, so I think it's fine. If we have sharks in zoos, actually, maybe in an aquarium, but not in my zoo. I don't think we have sharks in my zoo. Not only that, but I hear that great white sharks can't really be contained in an aquarium. Most of them pass away. Like they wither away behind the glass. So they say it's really hard and really rare to see a great white shark in an aquarium. But is there like a stronger metal than titanium? Oh yeah, for sure. Dinos wouldn't survive unless genetically engineered to live up to this world. And yes, sharks are in aquariums, just not great whites. Oh, okay. Because like I said, I've never seen a great white, or like, even if there are sharks, I don't think I know which species they are. You know what I mean? I wonder. Maybe I'll look into it. It would be interesting to see a shark in an aquarium or a zoo. Yeah, because great white sharks, they need to move to breathe in the water in their gills to breathe or they die. Yeah. And then aquariums aren't big enough, right? One time I went to an aquarium and I saw a grouper, and the grouper was huge. And it looked like it was in like a tiny container. I was like, yo, I don't think this is sustainable for that thing. Like, that looks unhealthy for it. I feel like the aquarium where I live is very lame. Like, it's very small and also like not very exciting to walk through and see the creatures in it. Yeah, and then also like have y'all gone to the zoo? What is an animal that y'all have always wanted to see, but it's always like looking away or hiding? For me, that would be the black bears. In the zoo by me, there are bears. They're black bears, right? But every time I went, they were hiding in their cave, hibernating or something. Well, one time, guess what I caught? Like, the one time I see them, like after years of being unable to see them, guess what I saw? Bear butt. That's all I got. I was like, guys, come on. But it's okay. I mean, it's healthy for them. Like, if they can hide and like feel like naturally in their habitat, that's healthy for them. But it's like at the same time, like, come on, buddy, you're not gonna give us like at least a face card? Like, come on. I think in Kauai there's no pollution, so like Japan, no smoke or trash, so they could keep dinosaurs. Mm, I feel like Japan is the cleanest, yes, but I'm pretty sure there's pollution everywhere, or even like bad creatures. So there's like in the oceans. Have you heard about that really invasive species of jellyfish that they have? I forgot the specific name of it, but they're like huge, and they're like they go in like clumps of millions, and sometimes they break boat equipment and um hurt people because they don't know, because they swim a little bit below the surface of the water, so you can't even tell that these jellyfish are there. I don't know if they're still invasive, but I'm sure they're an issue, you know? Okay, what if I ask you a question, guys? Mm, let's see. Would you rather be able to sleep at any time, any place when you get sleepy, and be sure that you're safe? Or would you rather never ever be able to sleep? Is it like okay, so if y'all were to ask me that, I would rather be able to sleep safely in any place. But I was thinking, like, if you don't sleep, then would it be kind of like in Dungeons and Dragons, where you're like an elf? Because elves can't sleep, they meditate. So I don't know. That's interesting. I saw that it's so bad to live as an animal baby or any animal. Some friendly, some need to fight for their life the first second they're alive. Yeah, like turtles. Turtles are some of those species. Because turtles go up to the... Do you still feel tired? Yeah, I went to sleep like at 7 and I woke up at 11. So, but I have work, so you know, I'll be suffering, but it's okay. I think like next week I'll be able to fix it because um I'll probably on my time off try to like sleep it off or like stay up the entire time on like that first off day so that I can sleep at a regular time. You know what I mean? But I mean, I don't know if that's a good strategy. It hasn't been working. Once you get older, guys, I promise y'all will not be able to stay up the way you think you would. Unless you're like really dedicated to staying up, okay? It's summer break for me. 90 days, 30 days left. Wow, so like 3 months as well? Over here, it's also like 3 months. Um, it starts, I think, like in March. No, not March. June, and starts again in like the middle of August. No, not June. May? I think summer break starts in May. Is in America you guys get 90 days too? Yeah, yeah. We get like 3 months too. I think. Right, guys? I could be wrong. I could be wrong. Rainbow! Hi! Hello! I was playing earlier today. What time do you play? Because I play at like 6 a.m. or really late actually, kind of like at 10 p.m., 9 p.m. Right after work, I just do my dailies and I try to like speed through the story on my days off. I'm not trying to miss any outfits, you know? I need those diamonds. But I don't get summer break anymore because I graduated, so I just work hard, play hard, work hard, play hard, we work hard, play hard. A a. I don't know. I don't know the song though. But yeah. And and wait, what? Would you rather be able to make any figure but you never can eat sushi, or be able to eat anything and it tastes like your favorite food plus you can change the taste with your mind? I would rather be able to eat anything and it tastes like my favorite food plus being able to change the taste with my mind. Because me, I don't know about you guys, but me, like I have favorite foods that I eat constantly and then I get tired of them and then I have to switch to a new food, because if I don't do that, then me, I will starve because I find food disgusting after eating it for like months and months without switching up. But it has to be a safe food too. So like it can't be squishy, it can't be sticky, it can't be smelling bad, looking bad. Like it has to be perfect. So the food the food has to look pretty, smell pretty, taste pretty. Like I like my food almost perfect. You play with me after you're live and Nikki? I could, if you'd like. But I also have to make the thumbnail. And I also have to make the title. And I also have to put the tags. And I also have to, sorry, take a nap probably. I need a nap for real. But honestly, it's fine. It's fine. You see, you know I'm sleepy because I start repeating the same words over and over. You have reality as well. Hi, Melody. Do I know you? No, you're not Melly. You're not. I miss Melly though. I haven't seen her in a bit. Claudia says you can even eat food that you don't like and it tastes like your favorite food. Actually, I would not try to eat the food that I don't like because I don't like it because of the texture and not because of the taste. Hi, Nikki Mimi. Hello. Bonjour. She's French. Do you like screen record on reality? No, I wouldn't call this screen recording. I would call this screen streaming, I guess. Cause I do overlay it. Did I pronounce that right? But yeah, I wouldn't say that I record. I just like yeah. You know what I mean? Oh, bye bye. I forgot how to say goodbye in French, but I know how to say it in Japanese. Sayonara. Eh. Adios. Eh. Ciao. Okay, actually, let me do my outro for you. Thank you for watching. Please leave a like, comment, and subscribe if you have not already. And only if you like the content, and stay hydrated. Goodbye. Right, bro? I'm not done, guys. I'm not. Don't leave. Don't leave. What's my user on reality? I don't really stream on there, but it's BunnyRabbitLives. Hi, another Dratin. How are you doing? You're from Indonesia? Thank you for stopping by. Salamat. No, salamat pagi is good night, I think. What? How do you say hello again in Indonesian? I forgot. They tell me all the time, but I only know how to say goodbye. Claudia says, okay, here's an extra thing to the food power. You can even change the texture or just the full every time, but you can still taste everything and you can eat as much as you want and you won't get fat. Actually, yeah. That sounds like a great power, actually. Good. I said good night? How do you say good morning? Wait, is it good night for you? Wait. I wanna, wait, are you leaving? If you're leaving, let me give you my outro. Um, Stay hydrated, have a great day or night, and please leave a like, share, comment, and subscribe if you have not already. Only if you like what you see. Goodbye. Another Dorachin. Thank you, I'll follow you. I followed you. Thank you, Melody. I actually don't get on there to stream anymore. If anything, like I watch the ads and I do the little like quests just for the coins so I can get new outfit pieces. But that's about everything I do. You're from Algeria? I thought you were French. Thank you for subscribing. Really appreciate it. Thank you. I stream rarely there. You know what? You know what? Me too. You are not even a bunny. You just have bunny ears. Hey. I know. Wakateru. I know. I know. Okay. I'm thinking to give a giveaway when I make my dragon puppet channel. Would you want a puppet? I'm giving an angel one, a dragon one, and a snake one. Which one? I think I would like the dragon one. Sadly, I could not accept because I don't have a P.O. box yet. And it wouldn't be safe for me to give out my, you know what I mean? Guys, my allergies are cooking. Hey, yo, are y'all staying hydrated? Do a giveaway when you hit 1 million subs. I will try my best. I don't know how to do that. I'm not quite sure, so I would have to ask somebody trusted how to do that. But I do little like cute celebrations with my subscribers when we have holidays, so I naturally try to do something fun with y'all, especially like now that I have started being more positive and more centered on streaming and being with y'all. So hopefully I'll be able to throw little celebrations like we did in the past. You know what I mean? And I also found more songs to share with y'all, so like Dress You Up by Mandana. That's my favorite song right now. I can't. Would y'all like to hear it? It's one of my favorite songs, but if anything, I'll show y'all after I finish reading. So guys, let's see what you have to say. Because guys, after I start reading, I probably won't be able to reply to all of your chats or messages. And also, if you're not a young adult, it's probably not age appropriate. When you become rich and famous, don't become entitled like most influencers. I don't think I'm capable of that. I feel like I'm too shy. Or like the idea of being a bad person is really bad. So like I think I have OCD, not gonna lie, because every time I make like a little mistake, I like overthink it. So I feel like even if I did become famous, I would try my best not to be like that, because I would I would not be okay. I would be up all night, like, ruminating on the fact that I did something evil. Can you read this to the chat? Everyone, by the way? Okay, thank you. Claudia is giving away to anyone join at 2027 June 20 by putting your username in Claudia's comments, and Claudia has 20 puppets. So join. Claudia. Claudia, you have to start first. You have to get your like core, you know, people that care about what you talk about and care about what you show them. You have to show them your personality. Did you know? No, you did. Because did you know? No, you did. No, you did. I actually do or don't. Wait, have y'all played Persona? You know what that reminded me of? Persona 3, I think, with what's it called, Junpei's do or don't. And oh, okay, you have to go. I can't read your name, but almost said before I leave. Oh, thank you for the sub. Stay hydrated, have a great day or night, and don't forget to leave a like, share, comment, and subscribe if you have not already, only if you like what you see. Goodbye. Sayonara. Alright, guys. But I will now be reading. Okay, guys? Oh, congratulations! I hope you get more. I hope you get to 1,000. I haven't played it, but I have 2 pins of Sakura. Oh, Futaba. Sakura Futaba. I've heard the name before. I can't remember where it's from. But I've heard that name. Yeah. I'm gonna start reading Behoved by M. Stevenson. It's in the pinned chat. Sakura Futaba. Oh, the orange hair girl, the programmer. She's really cute. But I went for the, what's it called? The fortune teller on my first playthrough, I think. Thank you for subscribing, Dominique. Really appreciate it. Alright, guys, I'm gonna start reading in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh, by the way, sorry. Disclaimer. For anyone who's not a young adult, which is like 17 and up, this is probably not age appropriate for you, and you should ask your parents before you continue watching. I will start reading now. We are starting with chapter 17. 1, 2, 3. Eric was right about sunrise. I was facing away from him, so I didn't witness the precise moment of his transformation. But a flash of light, a sound like wind rushing through the trees, and when I turned around, a tall white stallion had taken his place. Part of me was relieved, even though Eric, twitching and snorting at insects, muttering irritably about the mud and his lack of hands again, clearly didn't share the sentiment. At least this way I could ride. Every part of my body ached from my earlier fall and sleeping on the cold ground. I was sorely tempted to drink one of my bottles of tonic, but I knew it would do me no good. Julieta's mixture eased the symptoms of my condition, but not of a bruised body or a bruised heart. As the morning unfurled, my mood darkened along with the clouds subsuming the sky. I'd had no word from Evito yet, which was to be expected, since I'd left the castle not even a full day ago. But I didn't banish the fear threading through my veins when it stemmed from so many sources. I had only 3 bottles of tonic to get to the border and back, and my condition could flare at any time. Eric's words about the coronation and its link to Gildening's magic unsettled me to the core. By now, the council, and worse, my parents, could have learned what a mess I'd made of my marriage, and be making counter moves which couldn't possibly improve political tensions. If Avito had the means to contact me securely, there was nothing preventing him from informing my family as well. And that was assuming the council had nothing to do with the assassination attempt in the first place, as Eric seemed to believe. And then there was my retinue, Julieta and Catalina, and the other 5 guards who'd risked their lives to protect me. Were they safe? Or were they being subjected to torture for answers they couldn't possibly know? What's on your mind? Eric's voice sounded in my head, making me startle. I can practically feel you thinking. I stiffened. I hadn't considered the potential implications of our mental bond. If he could sense my thoughts in turn, I had to be careful. I couldn't let him know about my condition, or just as mortifying, the way my thoughts kept straying to the color of his eyes, or picturing 1,000 more pleasant ways our wedding night could have unfolded, or how badly I'd wanted to turn around when he was undressing at dawn. I was just wondering how you could take your breakfast, I said quickly. Since you asked about it so kindly before our wedding, I didn't need to see his face to sense his skepticism. How I take my breakfast? I didn't realize there was much mystery on how a horse eats. Or were you wondering about some function of the spell? Now I sounded like a fool, but I'd successfully rerouted the conversation. I meant as a man, of course. How do you take your meals? Alone? At the table? In bed? I suppose now that we're married, it could be one of the things we do in bed together. If that's what you like. Eating, that is. I mean, eating breakfast, not other parts. My face went hot. Girl, Other things, I mean, things, not parts. Things such as draperies, virtue of silence. What was wrong with me? I was a trained courter. I shouldn't be gabbling nonsense like an ingenue. What was it about Eric that scattered my composure to the winds? Forget I asked, I said, glad that at least I didn't have to look him in the eye. I just thought we might get to know one another, since we did just get married. Eric walked on for a few moments in silence. I could feel him thinking, the quiet churn of his thoughts keeping pace with the fall of his hooves on the road and the occasional irritated swish of his tail. If we're to get to know one another, asking how I take my breakfast is a peculiar place to start. His tone was wary, but not outright hostile. Was he self conscious? I couldn't read his emotions as readily as his words, but they were present, like currents beneath the surface of deep water. It felt like there was a silent question behind the words, perhaps even an invitation. I accepted it. Worrying about my retinue was doing neither me nor my attendants any good. Where would you rather start then? We could talk about things like we like to do, what's important to each of us. I believe that's often a place where lovers start courting. We're not lovers, and I think we're a little past courting. We'd been about to get in bed, for Ocean's sake. If the assassin hadn't interrupted, I would already know if he felt like the marble statue he resembled, or whether he was capable of being more expressive. That doesn't mean it should be omitted entirely, Eric said. He was self-conscious. I wasn't imagining the embarrassment surfacing his words. I realized our marriage was founded on a misunderstanding. Really? I let irony seep through my voice. But that doesn't change the fact that we are married, unless this is your way of telling me you'd rather not be. No, that's not what I meant. Truthfully, it hadn't occurred to me that divorce was an option, though it was common enough outside of the noble houses. I hadn't had time to process the implications of learning that neither of us had actually demanded the match. Perhaps this was Eric's way of suggesting we separate. But even if we did divorce, we would still be neighbors and hopefully allies. Whichever way our relationship went next, I could use what I learned now to Demaria's advantage. I thought of my fencing lessons with Nita. Learn your opponent's weakness before you engage them, she always said. I was already far past engagement with Eric, but I could still apply my instructor's principles. Very well, I said. Let's play at courting. We'll take turns posing a question that we both answer. You start, since you took issue with my inquiry about your breakfast habits. Your favorite place to spend time, Eric prompted. I didn't even need to consider the weapons training ground. Wry amusement flickered through his thoughts. Consistent with your choice of dance accessories. What do you like about it? The familiar scent of oil and leather. The weight of a rapier in my hand. The way my muscles burned with the hard-earned heat, and my focus narrowed to a single point during my daily practice. The satisfaction of scoring a hit against my opponent. It's where I feel most myself, I replied. I don't have to think about politics or my parents' expectations or the weight of my duties. Nothing matters except the sword in my hand. Everything is so clear. Eric was giving me his complete attention. I could feel it, focused on me like a singular beam of sunlight breaking through the dark clouds. My cheeks warmed. I was playing him for weaknesses, and I'd already given too much of my own away. Your turn, I said briskly. Tell me your favorite place. The castle library, said Eric. Hesitation had crept into his voice again, as if he expected me to judge him harshly. I waited, tactically inviting him to go on. It's peaceful there. Quiet. I can lose myself in the pages for hours and not have to worry about feeding off irate quarters who don't like a new policy or giving an unsatisfactory answer when somebody asks me a question. All the answers I need are already in the books. They're for the finding. He'd softened, like dawn breaking over the sky. Talking of things you loved could do that to a person. My tutors often complained that I refused to take my nose out of a book long enough to learn dancing or swordplay. Not that I would ever have excelled at those anyway. Not by comparison to. Well, the library was always more rewarding. It sounds lovely. It is. I spent most of my hours there before his words faltered. I could guess what came next. Before the queen died. Yes, before fulfilling the duties she left behind consumed my days. He'd grown distant again in a heartbeat, retreating to a place I wasn't welcome. I cursed myself for broaching the topic. I'm sorry for your loss. The words felt inadequate. He'd probably heard them 1,000 times in the last month. Thank you, Eric said woodly. Every trace of the warmth I'd briefly sensed had vanished. He was the same cold man I'd met in the ballroom, hard and unapproachable. It was hard to believe he'd ever been anything different. Perhaps I'd been wrong about a softer version of the man I'd married. Perhaps it didn't exist. We rode on in silence for the better part of an hour before I realized our game had stopped. I'd never had the chance to ask my own question. My condition decided to make itself known midway through the afternoon, an hour or two after we'd paused to eat. Pain flared in my abdomen like a hearth under the bellows, arriving in hot, sharp waves. Along with it came nausea, spiking worse with each pulse of my heart. As strange as it was to ride without reins, at the moment I was grateful for the lack, otherwise I might have dropped them involuntarily. I pressed my arms to my stomach, regretting every bite of the brick-like loaf I'd forced past my hunger. For lunch, as it threatened to return the other way. I closed my eyes, my jaw clamped tight. Sent me to the depths. Of all the times for this to happen, I couldn't even take my tonic without Eric noticing and connecting it to my symptoms. Bianca? Eric had noticed my distress. He stopped walking, and I could feel his attention focusing on me. What's wrong? I gritted my teeth. I'm fine. I couldn't afford to let Eric see me suffer. Virtues guide me. I'd hoped I could hide my condition at least until we returned to the castle and I could manage it better. The shame was almost as debilitating as the pain. Another wave of nausea came crashing down. Blackness lapped at the edges of my vision. An encroaching tide, I bit down viciously on a whimper, refusing to let it pass my teeth. You're absolutely not fine. You feel like you're about to fall off my back. I'd forgotten he could sense me. physically as well as mentally. My legs had shifted around his sides and I crammed up in pain. I tried to ease my posture, but another wave of nausea ripped at my abdomen. It's nothing, I forced out. The lie was as flimsy as a cobweb. Eric didn't even bother to acknowledge it. Are you injured? Poisoned? I closed my eyes again as dizziness swelled. Ocean, take me. I was so drowning weak. This wasn't even the worst flare I'd experienced. I just get like this sometimes. It will pass. A moment of consideration. Your courses? I flushed. Menstruating was a reasonable assumption. There were plenty of people who needed an apothecary for their pains, but in Demaria, it was typically ignored, not shameful, an, but an inconvenience no one particularly liked to talk about. Eric's directness startled me. I shook my head before remembering he couldn't see me. Or could he? I had no real sense of what a horse's vision was like. Not that. Something. Something else. It's happened before. Truly, it's nothing. You can barely even ride. It's clearly not nothing. Is there anything that helps? Concern softened Eric's words. If I hadn't known better, I would have thought he cared. But of course he didn't. I was just inconveniencing us both. Another wash of pain. This time I let it sweep aside my protests. I'd already revealed my weakness. I might as well just take the tonic. It would help us get moving faster, perhaps save me from even deeper disgrace. Eric wouldn't think any better of me if I fell off his back thanks to my own stubbornness. I opened my eyes. I have a tonic. I take for it. There are a few doses in the saddlebags. Eric held perfectly still as I slid from the saddle. My knees nearly folded when my feet hit the ground, and I gripped the pommel, swaying. By all the virtues, I was just as weak and useless as my parents had always said. I focused on my breath and pretended I was folding the pain away like a handkerchief, tucking it into smaller and smaller squares and sliding it out of sight. My hands trembled as I uncorked the bottle of tonic and drank it down to the last bitter drop. My body begged for another, but I couldn't afford to run out now. Cease, I yearned to lie down, to curl into a ball in my own bed. I wished I could turn myself to ice, make it all go numb. I wished Tatiana were here to distract me from the pain with an irrelevant joke. I wished for Julieta, the only person other than my sister who never castigated me for my physical failures. But I had failed her in other ways, or else I wouldn't be here now. Eric was waiting, undoubtedly judging my weakness, wondering when I would get back in the saddle so we could return to more important things. I took the deepest breath I could manage. I'm afraid I might need your assistance to mount. He didn't move. We're not going anywhere until you're fit to ride. That stubborn. Another wave of nausea washed through me, cutting off the thought. I braced myself until it passed, then opened my eyes. My knuckles were white where I clutched the saddle, as if the bones showed through. Eric, I gritted it out, my jaw tight. I have danced like this. I have fenced like this. I promise you I can ride like this. The tonic will take effect soon, and in the meanwhile, we are wasting time we can't afford to lose. Now would you kindly allow me to use my own judgment, or must I grovel at your feet for the honor of mounting you? Eric hesitated. I felt his disapproval, his concern. prick at the edges of my consciousness like a rapier. Then he lowered himself to his knees so I could mount. We continued down the road in silence. Eric's resistance felt as heavy as the clouds looming overhead. I knew he must be judging me, realizing exactly what manner of woman he had married, weighing possible courses of action. I couldn't bring myself to attempt to pry into his thoughts. I'd heard enough of their ilk from my parents to last me a dozen lifetimes. Instead, I kept my eyes on the way ahead and focused on breathing as the waves of pain gradually ebbed, the tonic taking effect. I was thinking, Eric said finally, weariness giving his mellow voice an edge. This ailment of yours. I call it my condition. I restrained myself from saying more. He'd already seen too much of a weakness whose existence he was never supposed to suspect. Your condition, Eric paused. I wish you'd told me. My heart dropped several notches. This was when he would say it. He hadn't known before the marriage. Now that he did, the match was off. I looked determinedly at the road ahead, over Eric's pointed ears. I was grateful he couldn't see my face. He wouldn't witness how much it hurt to watch my parents' predictions come true. You're right. I shouldn't have hidden it from you. Now that you know, I'm willing to dissolve the match. But I want to sign a new treaty first. To formalize the peace before we divorce. Eric's pace faltered, jolting me. Before we divorce? Surely he heard me the first time. I forced myself to continue. Yes, since you've realized that neither you nor the council is actually threatening war on the other, there's no reason for us to be bound by this arrangement once we've returned to Arlem. Especially since you clearly don't want to, engage in marital duties with me. I felt a renewed flush of shame as I recalled his repulsion in the bedchamber and lifted my chin to hide it. I could hurt later when I was safely home, alone. And now that you know about my condition, Eric stopped walking. He swung his head to look at me, his expression as unreadable as a stone wall. I don't see how your condition has any impact on whether we divorce. My heart gave a strange hitch. You don't? Why should it? My parents' voices echoed in my head, the same words I'd heard almost daily since my flares began. Don't show anyone your flaws. Don't let them see your failure. If they learn of your weakness, they'll use it against you. And then they'll cut you down. Because I'm weak. Too weak to rule by your side. Too weak to be my parents' heir. His tone darkened. Do you think so little of me? What do you mean? You left your country and family behind for a marriage you never asked for, just to keep the peace. You risked your life to save mine, and now you're risking it again to protect a land that isn't even your home. And on top of that, you're clearly in pain and should be in bed under the care of a green witch, not making yourself worse by riding through the cold. But you're determined to push on anyway. For the sake of your people. Most people would simply give up, yet you've never wavered. Only a monster would think a woman like that was weak. My parents did, and I had never thought of them as monstrous. I'd always believed the rest of the world would see me and my condition the same way, as a flaw that could be exploited. The other noble houses of Demaria would certainly think the same if they found out. Why shouldn't everyone else? That was the only reality I'd ever known. I am weak, though, I protested. I'm slowing us down. Would you say someone with a broken arm was weak for not using it? That's different. How? I opened my mouth, then closed it again. Part of me insisted that he was wrong, but I couldn't find the words to explain myself. Not when another, smaller part whispered with a voice I'd never heard before. That perhaps he could be right. Strength isn't about what your body can do, Eric went on. It's about how you respond to adversity. And I've never known someone so determined to do the right thing, no matter the personal cost. Heat was creeping up my cheeks. Surely that wasn't admiration in his words. He didn't even like me. But you said I should have told you about my condition. Not so that I could cast you aside, Bianca. So that I could be cognizant of your needs. His tone was still heightened, with annoyance, but it didn't feel directed at me, so that I could help. I stiffened, wary again. Help how? My hours in the library haven't been spent on storybooks. I've read quite extensively about various ailments of the body, among other things. His pace had picked up, mirroring my tension. I don't need you to fix me. My words were clipped, as sharp as a horse's shoes striking slate. Memories of a dozen apothecaries endlessly prodding and poking me as if I were a malfunctioning clock, each of them trying fruitlessly to determine how I was broken, losing interest in when it became clear that, while my condition never became worse, it never got better either. I didn't mean to imply otherwise, Eric said. I just thought that, if possible, you would prefer not to be in pain. His tail flicked my chins. He'd gone rigid again. If he were in human form, he would be avoiding my eyes and flushing. But wait. I was the one who should be on edge here. Why would he... Oh. For the first time, I realized his behavior might not stem from arrogance as I'd assumed. The blushing, the stilted words. It suddenly occurred to me that Eric wasn't cold, but nervous. He'd mentioned his dislike for courtly maneuvering. Perhaps he thought every word he said to me would be misconstrued. And so far I had largely proved him right. I forced my shoulders to ease their tense line. I'd been treating this marriage like a fencing match, but it was possible that I was the only one holding a weapon. I admitted. I would much prefer that. Eric relaxed enough that I could feel it, both mentally and physically. Another truce. I couldn't quite trust it. I'd spent nearly half my life believing that to let my condition show was to fail. But Eric had seen past my defenses, and he'd neither struck me down nor cast me aside. Instead, he'd offered me a hand up. If you were to help, I said finally, my throat tight, what would you need to know? Eric's relief felt like drinking Julieta's ginger tea. I realized as I tasted it that we'd both expected me to refuse. Well, we could start with the most basic details. When did it begin? Were you born with it? I shook my head. It started when I was about 15. We rode on, Eric questioning me, answering as best as I could. And me answering as best as I could. The information he sought was diverse in scope. Times of day when my flares arrived, things that made my symptoms improve or worsen. What precisely the tonics did, and why I could only take so much at a time. Whether my ailment corresponded with the moon, the weather, my cycle, my meals. I hadn't realized I was paying attention to such things. And yet, as he questioned me, the answers came readily. And more notably, as Eric questioned me, he relaxed. It was like watching an early spring sunrise, dark and cold at the start, with a slow unfurling into warmth. When he spoke of topics he found interesting instead of making stiff curtsies, Eric felt like a different man altogether from the icy opponent I'd met in the ballroom. A truer, gentler version of himself. Even though we were clearly incompatible, in the physical sense, and not only because he was currently a horse, perhaps this marriage hadn't been a terrible match after all. The thought caught me by surprise, yet it felt like a truth. A truth, however, that lingered only a few moments, like a butterfly sipping at nectar, before flitting out of my grasp. We weren't on this journey to play at courtship. We were heading to Demaria, because I had accidentally turned Eric into a horse on our wedding night, and someone had framed me for his murder. We were together for only as long as it took to undo the curse and expose whoever wanted us dead. And despite Eric's openness, despite the fact that he hadn't struck me down, I couldn't entirely drop my unease. The echoes of my parents' whispers lingered in my ears, telling me that I was only baring my heart to a waiting blade. And though I wanted to ignore them, I'd heard the words too many times to be certain they weren't true. That the sword wasn't ready to fall. Alright, guys, water break. Where is my bookmark? Why am I talking in character? Alright, Claudia. Thank you for... Sorry? Oh, I'm done, so no worries, Claudia. Stay hydrated, have a great day or night, and don't forget to leave a like, share, comment, and subscribe if you have not already. Only if you like what you see. Goodbye. I'm still reading, guys. Just taking a small water break. Okay. I will start reading in 1, 2, 3. By the time the sun hung heavy in the western sky, we'd passed a handful of villages and climbed deep into the mountains. Mixed forests gave way to sparser spruces and firs, bent against the cold like old women, and the peaks' bare slopes were crowned with glittering snow. A final village, smaller than the rest, clung to the flanks of the mountains and in a narrow valley just before a major pass. By unspoken agreement, Eric and I paused in the center of the road, studying it from a distance. The village seemed quiet, no guards in sight. Sturdy sheep dotted its paddocks, and smoke drifted serenely from manifold chimneys, blending with the haze of low-hanging clouds. I recognized the pass from my study of Gildenheim's geography, or at least I thought I did. My heart sank. If I was right about our location, we'd covered less than 30 miles and still had the breadth of the mountains to cross. The journey should have taken 2 days, but at this rate, we'd be lucky to get there before the coronation. We hadn't accounted for Eric being slower than a typical horse, or, in retrospect, a grave miscalculation. Oh, my bad. We hadn't accounted for Eric being slower than a typical horse. In retrospect, a grave miscalculation. I already... Oh, bro. Actually, I might have to finish. Actually, because really, I just read that so wrong. The already dripping temp. Oh, bro. The already dipping temperature and heavy clouds promised a wet and frigid evening. I pulled my coat tighter on my neck with one hand as a raindrop hit my face. The cold will only get worse. Oh, no, yeah, guys. I think I'm done. I think I'll just read this one, and next time I'll read the other ones cuz I'm super sleepy and it's not faring well for me. But but I did tell y'all that I would show you a song before leaving. So I will show y'all the song. If it loads, of course. I will let the ad play first, and then I'll show y'all the song. This has been my favorite song for the past week now, and I play it super often. I listened to this like 5 times in a row last night because I couldn't really sleep. Wait. I started it too early. All right. 1, 2, 3. So that's my favorite song. I hope that y'all can hear it. I'm sure it's not as good quality as I would like, but y'all will see. Actually, I fear I might have to talk through this. It might get copyrighted. It is what it is. I'll show y'all some of the song. Not the whole song, for sure. But I like when the guy starts singing in the song. I'm like, oh my gosh. Their voice is so nice. Now my eyes having a party. Have multicolored wings. Okay, I might actually play the whole song. Oh my goodness, I love this song so much. Okay, but guys, I can't show you the whole song. You know, copyrighted stuff. So, yeah. That has been my favorite song this week. Yeah. Thank you for watching. Oh, that's how I read y'all's chats, by the way. Yes. Thank you for watching. Stay hydrated. Have a great day or night. And please leave a like, share, comment, and subscribe if you have not already. And only if you like what you see. Goodbye.